Welcome to a special edition of Conversations with the NHT. We're calling this one Kitchen Conversations with the NHT. I'm joining Dwayne Berbick, the Assistant General Manager at the National Housing Trust, for contribution refunds. So why are we doing it in the kitchen?
Well, we're doing it in the kitchen because, it's end of year. End of year is holiday season.
Christmas.
Holiday season mean Christmas pudding. And I've been hearing about your Christmas pudding every year. And since I can't get on your good list, I'm always on your naughty list. I always get left out.
True.
So I'm going to trick you. And we're doing conversations with the NHT in the kitchen.
That's right.
So I can really get a taste of that Christmas pudding.
Right. So I'm happy to share the Christmas pudding with you. You're going to help me to bake, right?
I'm going to learn.
All right. So I'll
I
let
don't
you.
know how much of assistance I'll be to you, but I'm going to try.
I think you'll be fine. So you'll join me in the kitchen. We'll bake. I'll tell you my special ingredients and we'll see how it comes out.
But tell me though, what makes your Christmas pudding different?
People say it is. I make it with a lot of love. I spend time. I put a little bit of pizzazz in it. And it comes out really beautiful. And I always top it off with a nice sauce, whether it's a caramel, whether it's rum sauce, or something just different. So let's get to doing the batter. Let's get the butter.
All right.
Let's get the sugar. Let's pop it in our KitchenAid and start.
All right.
Good.
Let's go.
The cakes are now in the oven and a little sauce is on the fire. I'm going to hear now from Dwayne Berbick about contribution refund, very important for the many contributors to the NHT at this time. Tell me all about this now, Mr. Berbick. What is it that people need to know about contribution refund?
Well, a couple of things we want people to know as we head into refund season. Generally, the NHT collects contributions on a monthly basis. We hold them for a period of 7 years and they become refundable in the 8th year. So that's the first thing we want people to know.
And when you say beginning 2024, is that like the 2nd of January?
Well, the 1st of January, people start putting in their applications on the 1st of January, but really, you can apply for your contributions anytime in the year. It's going to be there. You don't have to rush. A lot of people like January 1 when they put in their applications, but really, January 1 or December 31 doesn't really matter. You can apply for your contributions anytime during the year.
I know this year has been particularly problematic with applications online with all sorts of fraudsters. What are the safe media through which people can apply?
Well, people can only apply for contributions using the NHT portals. And we have just about 3 of them through which people can apply. So firstly, there's the NHT mobile app, NHT Online, and that's available in both your Google Play Store and in your App Store for iOS users. So if you have the app, you can apply for your contributions there. If you don't, for your refund rather, if you don't have the app, you can log into the NHT Online portal. That people can find access to the portal via the NHT's website. The third option as well is a landing page that we have under the contributions refund tab on our website. So those are the 3 spaces and channels through which people can apply. The only channels, might I say. We know during this period, different, what should I call them, unscrupulous individuals try to manipulate and play on what is happening. So I want to remind individuals that those 3 channels are the only channels through which you can apply. We don't do in-person applications, so you must apply online. So again, via the mobile app, via the NHT Online portal on our website, or via the NHT Contribution Refunds landing page, also on the NHT's website.
And if one wants to know whether they've applied appropriately, is there a notification that's received from NHT when the application is made?
I'm glad you made that. You asked that question, Emily. So when you put in your application, you get immediately on screen a reference number. You want to write down that reference number because you may use it later on to check on the process of your application. So that's the first point of piece of communication rather that the NHT provides. So you get that on screen, you can print it, and you can keep that, or you can just write it down and keep that. During the course of the period of the application, the NHT will send perhaps one of two types of communication, and this is very important. So one, if it is that the application was not put on correctly and there is an error with the information that was provided, the NHT will send you a notification advising you that there is an error and advise you to reach out to us.
Yes.
And I stress that because we've noticed a particular scam where and I'll call it what it is, where people are being asked to confirm banking information and that kind of thing via email. No, that is not the NHT. Let me say that categorically, that is not the NHT. The NHT will not ask you to confirm any banking details or any part of your application via email. If there's a challenge with your application, we'll ask you to reach out to us. And of course, that will have its verification process as part of the engagement.
Right.
The other piece of communication we send is once the application has been successfully completed and the refund, the contributions have been, or the refunds rather, I had it right the first time, they've been dispatched. So we'll advise you that it has been sent off to your banking institution, or if you're using your remittance agency, whatever channel you're using to collect, we'll send you an advisory that the process has been completed and it has been dispatched. So the only two pieces of communication that the NHT will send. So anything else that you see, asking you to verify info, asking you anything like that, it's not from the NHT.
And the information on the success, the dispatch, that goes through the said email medium usually?
Right.
No text message.
Well, the customer may indicate at the time of application their method.
Okay.
So they want to perhaps get that notification via text message or via email. They can indicate whatever information they put in the application process. We'll use that to reach out and advise them.
I've had complaints from time to time where people may have a bank account with a particular name on it, and the name on the account at the NHT is a different name. Tell us what problems that can create and why there's need to have synergy with the two of those.
Right. So we have to ensure that the monies that are being dispatched are dispatched to the right people and get in the right hands. So as a result, there is that verification process that takes place where the banking information that is submitted to the NHT during the application process is verified with the banking institution before the NHT dispatches. So things like spelling of name has to be correct, because you can have Dwayne Brown and Dwayne Brown. One Dwayne Brown spelled D-U-A-N-E, one Dwayne Brown spelled D-U-Y-A-N-E. And the NHT is not going to take it for granted that an additional letter in the name means that, oh man, it's the same person, them just make a mistake while they're putting it in. No, it's going to read as two different individuals. So what we have on file at the NHT, what you put in during the application process and what is at your bank must be in sync. Otherwise, that will cause your application to fail.
Is that an error notification that you would send to the customer?
And that's at that point we will send to the customer that there's a challenge with your application. Reach out to us and let's have a conversation about it. The other thing we want to bear in mind too is types of account. A checking account, savings account, you have to ensure that you're putting in the right type of account. And we had a complaint, particularly in the last refund period, where I think some institutions had some system changes which resulted in some accounts moving from savings accounts to checking account. So you want to verify as well, what is it? You might remember it as your savings account, but your bank may have made some changes and made it a checking account. You have to check with your banking institution as well to ensure that it's checking and not savings, or savings and not checking, because that's another issue that will cause the the application to not go through. Also, the years you're applying for.
Yes.
Actually, if you check our mobile app, it will tell you, and NHT Online will tell you what years you have received already.
Okay.
So if you're in doubt,
Yeah.
you can check. But when individuals actually do apply for years they're not eligible for, that also causes the application to fail. And I should point out, when the application fails,
Yeah.
it's not a situation where you can go in and make an edit to it. You would have to reapply actually. And we have that as a case because we don't want anybody tampering with it.
Yes.
Once the application process has started, go in and make some changes. And before you know it, we're getting calls that, hey, I didn't receive it, I submitted whatever. So that's also a safety measure. I know it's a little bit frustrating for the customer. Sometimes they complain if they make an error, why they have to go through, but it's one of those safety protocols that we have to put in place.
What's the timeline from application to either an error notification or success dispatch?
The service standard that we work with is 15 business days. We do get, I should say though, the bulk of the applications in the early part of the season, and so the team at NHT they work a little bit overtime to see how quickly we can clear that backlog.
Okay.
But the service standard really is 15 days. I know some people are anxious sometimes and they want it a little sooner, and sometimes we do try to deliver it a little sooner.
Yeah.
But the service standard, as I said, we work with is 15 days.
What's the quantum? Is there a general formula we can use to have an idea as to how much we'll be getting back for one particular year?
Definitely. So the NHT refunds contributions at a rate of 2% per annum. So 2% for each of those 7 years that the NHT held the contributions should give you a good idea as to how much you will receive in refunds at the time.
Okay. Any other crucial bit of information people need to know about making this application?
I think the challenge that the NHT has been having that I really want to drill down is applying for the refunds safely.
Right. And you say safely, we're talking mobile app, NHT Online, and the landing page on the website.
Definitely. Any of those three channels, those are the only channels that we want.
Right.
Well, not that we want, the only channels people can use. So anything else is a no.
So what about the old lady from Westmoreland? Still doesn't know how to use the mobile app or the online. No facility for them? What happens?
It's something we've what can I say? We've thought about long and hard. The challenge we have with that is even the able-bodied people who can use the applications and can use will take advantage of that. But the NHT does have kiosks.
Okay.
The kiosks are not an alternative to the channels for application, but where there are extreme circumstances where individuals do need help, the NHT has a presence in every parish. There's a branch office everywhere. So you can visit and speak to a customer service representative there who can assist the individual with the application process. Not do it for them, but really assist them.
Good. Well, nothing else?
I think I cover everything.
Yeah.
I think I cover the main things. But of course, we're always available to take any queries. Our customer contact center, our social media pages, and individuals can always reach out to us.
Right. Please do that. Time now for...
May I smell it?
the moment of truth.
I'm smelling it.
If the cake don't taste right, a Berbick baking.
I'm sure it will taste good.
I'm sure it was made with a lot of love, so we'll see.
This is perhaps the best tasting fruit cake I've ever had. And I know because I'm a health bakery, but the recipe, no. No.
Oh, good.
It done.
So
I'll take this.
and everything else.
No, it is really good. Thank you.
I think I need to start taking some orders. Proper orders.
Yeah, you should.
I do it for love. Tweetful
It
love.
has a
What
lot of
my
love.
Happy holidays, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on Kitchen Conversations with the NHT. Take good care of yourselves. Have a happy holiday. I'm Emily Shields, signing out with Mr. Dwayne Berbick, Assistant General Manager of the National Housing Trust.